Again, good evening, my friends. My name is Dr. Sveta Silverman, and I reside in Alberta, Canada. I would like to start this presentation to negate the war. As you hear my Russian accent, I'm very proud Russian. I am also a very proud Jewish person from multiple generations in Ukraine. I don't like war. I don't like senseless killing. So let's pray for the souls lost, for the souls of suffering, children, women, men, animals, definitely the soldiers. Let's pray for peace. So let's start. Today is an interesting presentation. This is going to be a very personal presentation of me and LifeVantage. As you see, I am a physician. I'm a very proud doctor. You probably see my microscope. I diagnose cancers for a living. However, Tammy raised her hand. I don't see anything, so I cannot answer the questions. However, my very passion is how to teach health and how to empower people on their journey to health. So I would like to start actually to giving you the overview of the products, then to get back to my story. Because what we're going to concentrate why some products, exactly from my philosophy of changing people's lives, empowering on their journey to health. And that is why, for me, it is so important to do the business, because it gives me the opportunity to share the story and to share the science. What is it all about our life today? Our life today evolves around stress. And as you see what stress does, how does stress affect our life? It creates, as you see, whatever on this slide, okay, then it disbalances your cortisol, that's your stress hormone. And then disbalances your insulin. This is something that controls our metabolism, our food for cells. But all of this is linked to something that we're going to discuss later, oxidative stress. Now, we're just going to get on it. And while I'm going to talk, start glimpsing, on these wheels, on the spokes of this longevity wheel. In 2030, my journey to learn health didn't start in medical school, didn't start in 2 medical schools. I am a proud graduate one time in the Soviet Union as a pediatric surgeon. Then I came to Canada, lost all my credentials. I was cleaning hotels. And then slowly and gradually, with the support of my family, my husband, I got back to medical school. Proud graduate of University of Alberta Medical School, year 2000. But what we learn in medical school, we learn disease. We don't learn health. Personal story affected my life. I lost my mom to cancer and started learning health, obsessively learning health since 2003. And I'm still obsessively learning health, trying to live health. And that's why LifeVantage to me is so important, because it's proactive. It's proactive for health. So in 2013, I was introduced to LifeVantage. And what's interesting about it, amazing Marisa Harrelson introduced me to this. And what Tammy raised her hand that I don't know what to do about it, Tammy. And what's interesting about it is she said oxidative stress. And I said, yeah, I know, but I haven't known anything about it. So then I started my learning. So now, what is it so important? Guys, we need to understand that our aging and chronicity are interrelated. So as you see what happens to cells, it's almost an analogy of the apple. Apple gets shrunken, gets shriveled from a beautiful, full-blown, vibrant, colorful, juicy. Well, the same thing with the cells. It turns into shrunken. But the thing about apple, that's okay. You can throw it away and buy another one. What about the old shrunken cells? The old shrunken cells become a very confused cell and most of them becomes what is called ghost cells. And they don't know what to do. They don't know how to behave. They turn into bad things. So how did the story start? I don't know how many of you are guests on this presentation, and welcome to all of you. Everybody's story in LifeVantage to me starts with our beginning. And our beginning is in 2009 as LifeVantage company, or basically in the early 2000s as the creation of the flagship product by an amazing scientist, the pioneer of free radical biology, Dr. Joe McCord. So regardless that this ABC investigative report has been aired in, I believe, 2009 or maybe even later, and something that it may be archival. No, it is not archival. Why don't we try and watch it?
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. So the result, oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age, but taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know, green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's
at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease,
Yes,
depression.
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
You want to get an edge on turning back?
I guess I'm repeating myself. So the thing, it's interesting about this ABC investigative report. It's grasping, and it is as actual today as it was when it was aired. What's interesting, how did my journey started? Guys, how many times have you come across something that you think is, you must do it. You just must do it. So for me, per se, as a healthcare fanatic, as a healthcare nut, as somebody who loves, think of myself as helping people, not healing them, because you do need to understand that taking the yellow pill, we'll tell later, is not going to cure, mitigate disease, but it's going to lead you to the pattern of life that may help you to maintain, sustain, promote, and improve your health. However, from the notion of oxidative stress, which I started learning, I've learned something that is called Nrf2 activation. So to me, when I started learning it, that was an aha moment, a pioneering concept, something that the science just started to evolve and develop. And I think that this is worthy of one of the best, one of the most important healthcare discoveries. And I don't think I'm alone in this. Potentially the most therapeutic preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine, and truly so, because we'll get to that wheel again. Now, the thing is, okay, I'm going to get a little bit medicinal, but I will explain. It's a master regulator of more than 200 cytoprotective genes, cytocell, cellular protection. Now, you need to understand that every part of a cellular mechanism works in different directions. Nrf2 is amazing, and we need to support it in the healthy or physiologic way, because if we still don't live the healthy lifestyle, which doesn't really concentrate on one pill and one pill only, Nrf2 can go wonky. This is a multi-level, multi-dimensional. Again and again, I will bring the notion of lifestyle changes, taking charge of your life. Nrf2. Now, why I am so excited about Nrf2? It's not that you're going to look at this complicated slide. Cytoprotective genes, prevention of chemical carcinogenesis, cancerogenesis. We need to be proactive. It helps with the eye. It helps with okay, fine, stop smoking again and again. It helps with the skin, and more and more and more. You see how beneficial it is for health. Now, let's go back to the spikes of this longevity wheel. The older we get, the more prone to diseases we are. So what we need to do, what we need to aim to, we need to, with chronological aging, we need to suppress, maintain, and maybe improve our biological age. Now, look at this. Why did I tell you that this is not unifactorial, it's multifactorial? And that's why I put the tri-synergizer. We have a threesome of different generations of pretandem. Because here you see, for example, Nrf2. And then these terms may be not familiar, but just follow me. NAD. It's a cellular cofactor, meaning it's like an ignition of an engine. You may have a perfectly normal operational engine, but if you don't put the starter, if you don't ignite it, the car is not going to run. Now, sirtuins, it's another part in this wheel, and you see everything is interconnected. If you don't have Nrf2 working, your cell is not going to ignite the engine. Your genes are not going to start resting or working properly. Now, telomeres are those points at the end of the chromosome that pre-direct you're basically aging. So the more dirty you are, I will not use the word inflamed. The more dirty you are, the more your cells are dirty, the shorter your telomeres are, meaning that you stop controlling the healthy the lifestyle, the healthy upregulation of Nrf2, every spike of this wheel. So the longer your telomeres, the better chance of the cells to generate new and healthier cells. Now, same thing, we're aging, senolytics, senility, aging. We need to take care of it. Who doesn't want to take care of neuroendocrine system because it controls us, our adrenals, our thyroid gland, our ovaries, all these hormones, they control our life. But not only this, I think this wheel needs to be remodeled, and it should be neuroendocrine immune system in this. So now from that, we're talking the three generations of pretandem as to, we already mentioned Nrf2 activator, we'll discuss later. Now we're going to go into mitochondrial boost or Nrf1 activator, and then we're going to NAD synergizer. You already see this, you already see sirtuins. And so that tri-synergizer is going to apply to the spikes of this longevity wheel. And it is important to combine them in synergy because Nrf2 is an Nrf2, Nrf1 and mitochondrial booster is going to be NAD and sirtuins and telomeres and more and more and more. Let's start with the foundation of LifeVantage, something that grabbed me. Why? Because I will show you how much science is behind this product and the concept of Nrf2. Now, the interesting thing is, what I'm going to go into the concept of the behind the products. A, how clean they are, which is extremely important, which look at those two labels, the sealed BSCG. This is for cleanliness for the professional athletes. So there is no banned substances in any of the products, aka combination of ingredients. And NSF, this is the cleanliness of the product. Look how simple this the product is. It's a combination of 5 botanicals, and you will see the pattern that Nrf1 pretandem will be combination of 5 botanicals and NAD will be combination of 4 botanicals. Everybody knows about, and John Quinones already mentioned, we know the super herbs, as we know the turmeric and the milk thistle, and I will encourage you to read about ingredients and about their health benefits. Bacopa extract, and indeed the adaptogen ashwagandha. Now we're going into what grabbed me, I mentioned. At this stage, if you go to National Institute of Health, pubmed.gov, www.pub.gov, and you just type Pracandum, you will see 28 peer-reviewed studies, which is very, very important. And we're not nearly done. We're not nearly done. This is my goal in LifeVantage as a member of Scientific Advisory Board, to promote more and more research behind the products and more validated publications, because we are unique. We are unique, guys. We're not candy pills. We are the product that changes health, that improves health. As you see here, there are very reputable institutions that conducted research. Let's go into second generation Nrf2 Pracandum. We're probably going to skip a little bit of Nrf1, because Nrf1 is another kind of protein complex that allows to make new mitochondria. But we're going to concentrate on Nrf1 Pracandum as to how can we also boost and improve and stimulate the old ones. So the combination of alpha lipoic acid and coenzyme Q10 and grape extract and quercetin and acetyl L-carnitine. The interesting thing, some of you are familiar with every ingredient as a part of mitochondrial boost. There is essential, absolutely essential for our health to work on mitochondrial dysfunction and mitochondrial aging. We age via mitochondria. Healthy cell means the cell that sustains functional and healthy mitochondria. So we need to work on the mitochondria two ways. We need to support the old one, and we need to make the new ones. Now, going back to the first generation, without boosting Nrf2 factor upregulating, mitochondria is not going to work. So on top of this, we need the other one. Same idea how clean the product is. And now we're boosting mitochondria, but what do we need? We need to activate, as I mentioned previously, cofactors, the igniters. It's like sparking plugs. NAD is like a sparking plug, but NAD Pracandum is not just about NAD. It's also about what is called sirtuins. You know, I'm throwing a few medical terms, but this is who I am. I'm a healthcare practitioner. So that's what I love, that's what I teach, and that's why I do LifeVantage. Now, sirtuins, what they do, it's like stress. When we're stressed, we're wound up. Well, the same thing happens with our genes. They're wound up, they're tight. So we need to relax them. So sirtuins are something that relaxes our genes, because wound up genes become confused genes. Confused genes is a very bad idea. So now, same thing going back to that longevity wheel. We perfectly know that without Nrf2, sirtuins are not going to work. We also know that without sirtuins, we are not going to work, we're not going to make mitochondria healthy. We also know that sirtuins and NAD, they also, again, go back, and there is such a beautiful interplay with Nrf2. I haven't mentioned something that is extremely important, and it's in the center of the cellular health, which is called glutathione. master antioxidant of the cell. So the balance and the proper activation and synthesis of glutathione does not exist without activation of NAD, without activation of Nrf2, and many other factors. That's why that synergy and tri-synergizer is so important. And when we look, I apologize for this faint slide. I could not find crisp a slide with ingredients. But this NAD per tandem also has, you see, wasabi. Wasabi root is an Nrf2 activator. Theocrine is a sirtuin activator. Olive leaf has many, many healthy properties, including Nrf2 activators and NAD and sirtuins. And obviously we have some cuprous niacin as part of that precursor to NAD. Now, I won't be given any respect to the cells, again, and our products if we don't mention, when we talk cellular health, we need to talk healthy gut. We're talking healthy gut, we're talking healthy microgut. Again and again and again, when we talk healthy gut, we're talking lifestyle. You need to think about what's on your table. You need to think about your rest. You need to think about your exercise. You need to think about you paying attention to your relaxation. Because without healthy gut, the microgut that lives in the gut is not going to be healthy. Now, when we talk about microgut, okay, I won't talk much about probiotics. Everybody knows probiotics. But you need to feed your microgut. And to feed, we do have an amazing prebiotic, the composition of different components that feed microgut. However, on top of it, we also have something that absolutely awesome, which is called another term, sorry to confuse you and maybe overwhelm you, which is called post-biotic. And this is a combination of, it is called yeast fermentate, meaning that it's a metabolite. It's a metabolite from different yeast species. So please don't be confused that, oh, it is a yeast product and stuff, it can cause some fungal issues. No. These are metabolites. So these metabolites of this yeast fermentate, and on top it has zinc and vitamin C and some vitamin D, and very healthy elderberry antioxidants in that composition. So what it does many, many functions, but it boosts the immune system. It is an immune system modulator. But not only it is an immune system modulator, it's also a modulator of your microgut. So sustaining microgut with good foods, I'm not talking donuts, I'm talking plant-based food. And then we're supporting microgut with different probiotics. We're supporting microgut with prebiotics and postbiotics. So on top of that makes the comprehensive approach to cellular health, because there is a huge symbiosis between our cells and our microgut. And let me tell you, if there is no healthy microgut, mitochondria is not healthy. But if the microgut is not, if the mitochondria, is not healthy, your microgut will never be healthy. So we need this multifactorial, multi-level commitment to health. When we talk health, essential fatty acids, They're called essential because they are must deal. Fatty acids is a must deal. I love omegas plus. Why? Because again and again, there are plenty of omegas and fish oils on the market. The question is the quality. Omega plus is a very, very high quality product, very well balanced product that contains EPA and DHA, and it contains vitamin D, and it also contains omega-7. And I will encourage you to go and look it up. Why? It's a very, very high quality product. So this, to me, this what I teach, that's what I preach, that's what I take, and that is why per se I am doing the business. Everybody, guys, everybody does business for different reasons. Well, the main reason for me to do business is it allows me to teach health. It allows me to empower people and then tell them about the products. It gives me you, it gives me this 55 people that I'm teaching today, and maybe you're learning something new. But what's interesting about per se this type of a business, it is a pyramid, all right, but it's a pyramid where I am building those roots. I'm not on top of it. I'm on the bottom of it. That's a whole thing. When I put love and care, and I do it with honesty and authenticity and the pure heart, that's when that thrives. That's when my tree, let's don't call it a pyramid. Let's call it a tree. That's when my tree grows. Now, it is easy per se, because now what do we need? Well, we need something that may be computer-based, maybe cell phone-based, something, and that is structural. So there is a pattern. We're not going to go into the details. This is not the point. You please, if you're a guest, again, thank you very much. You get back to the person that invited you to get into the intricacies, how to do this business. However, let me tell you, LifeVantage is about customers, number one. Of course, we're about distributors, but we thrive on the products because the products help. So when the products help and the products are so good and they're sustainable, you got to be on the products a month after month. That's what I do. I'm on the product since 2013. So as my husband, so as two of my cats, and in a few days, my puppy. But the thing is, yes, you can become a customer and you can get any products you want, or you can become a business builder, and I'm showing you the different variety of the packs. Again, please get back to the person that invited you. Thank you for that. And see what is applicable to you. What is good for you? What is your goal? What is your why? I'm not talking today about Axio. That's another story. However, I'm definitely drinking something. Guys, LifeVantage to me is a company that brought me friends. LifeVantage to me is a company that enriched my soul, absolutely empowered my knowledge through the goods and bads, because that's what it is. LifeVantage absolutely is making me a better person, a better business builder, and trust me, a much better physician, a kinder, a more thoughtful physician, and a more giving. So I love LifeVantage, and especially right now. I think right now is the best time, because what we learned in the last 3 years, two plus years, do we need side business, side gig? We do. However, most of all, we need to stay healthy. We need to stay on top of things. We need to have a community. We need our immune system. We need our mind. we need to stay positive. And LifeVantage is one of my vehicles to stay and be that and teach and build my team. So thank you very much. I will stop sharing. And I will stop recording.